let me do this. We're going to start our first speaker with Nancy Wohlforth. Nancy has been, everybody knows Nancy. Who am I talking to over here? Nancy, we're going to get you out of here. Not out of here. We're going to get you first, number one. And we're going to try to tell people, whatever your message is, if we can hold it to 10 minutes or whatever, that would be helpful. So we can move on to Nancy.
Can hold me to actually less than 10 minutes. I'm known for being kind of verbose, but tonight I'm really not going to be. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to the organizers of this conference. I found it to be very, very inspiring. You know, you come to a lot of conferences. I'm always going, it seems like, to one conference or another. And some are more interesting than others. But this conference is interesting because it's not just a talk shop. And that's what I really appreciate about the people who are here. I've, of course, been so inspired by Chanel and Charity. I mean, they've made my weekend. You guys have just made, I mean, there's hope for us. When you look at these people and their fight and their struggle, I mean, I got my start, my biggest claim and fun time was sitting in at Columbia in 1968 for 10 days. And it was the highlight of my life, I think. And ever since, I've been trying to get the freaking labor movement to sit in again, but we never seem to quite get there. You know, we struggle around the filibuster. I say, let's sit in Congress. Oh, no, we can't do that. Well, then let's have a little march. Oh, no, we can't do that. You know, I have to go back all these 40 or 50 years ago to say, you know, we actually fought. But then I hear the stories of City College and I hear the stories of Madison and I think, you know, there is a future for this movement. The student movement is going to merge into the labor movement. The labor movement better be there for the student movement. That's for sure, because they're our inspiration. And together with some of us, even if we're a little older, we're still willing to fight. We can do a hell of a lot of damage. I mean, I think we can move the labor movement. But we can't do it by just resolutions. We can't do it by just talking about things. We have to actually be building in our communities, in our churches, in our social clubs. I'm a founder of Pride at Work, which is the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender questioning organization. And let me tell you, when I came into the labor movement, to be a lesbian was like, oh my God, you know, woo! You had to really like hide like that, you know? But I'm not a good hider. So I came out. And, you know, I've pulled some other people out of the closet, one who would like to not be mentioned, Randy Weingarten, by what I've done, you know, because I'm not very quiet about other people coming out. I mean, everybody knew. It's not like I was doing a terrible thing by honoring her at Empire State Pride, when we were celebrating marriage, equality, you know, little things like that. But somebody earlier said, you know, we got to be who we are. We got to be who we are about our politics out front. We can't be afraid, and we can't start from the least common demand and think we're going to achieve anything. We have to start with the highest demand and without fear. And from there, then, you know, we maybe negotiate a little bit down. I can only think, I'm involved with labor campaign for single payer. And the worst thing that happened with the AFL was to drop anything to do with single payer. Even though we have a resolution 34 of our convention in 2009, we didn't say shit about single payer, not a word. We went, oh, the ACA, Affordable Care Act. It's just so wonderful. Well, it's not so wonderful, folks, and we're about to find that out. But if we had started at least with single payer and put that on the table, we might have at least gotten the public option. That's what we might have ended up with. Not that that's a panacea, but it's a start. It moves us a bit closer to affordable care for all and universal health care for all. This Affordable Care Act does not do that, and people are going to start finding that out starting in January. It's not what it's cracked up to be, that's for sure. But I'm not really here to talk about the Affordable Care Act or all kinds of other things, except I do want to talk about two things. One is that we have to, this conference is right on target in that we can't be right now focused on a whole bunch of demands. I think we got to come out of here singly with purpose to draw the line in the sand to say not one cut in Social Security, not one cut in Medicare, and not one cut but expansion of Medicaid. And that's got to be a line in the sand. And we can't let our unions off the hook on this, we can't let our labor councils off the hook on it, and above all, we cannot let the national AFL-CIO off the hook on it. I can just tell you that this change CPI discussion scares the hell out of me. Because, why? The national AFL-CIO, someone who shall be nameless named Richard Trumka, trots across the street twice a week to have lunch with Obama. You know, even my international president texted me and said one day in a meeting, because they don't call on me at the AFL-CIO Executive Council, which I sit on, thanks to my fact that I'm queer, and they needed to have some diversity finally. So, they put me on thinking I would be quiet and demure. Well, that's not me. So, anyway, but the fact is, okay, you hear the rhetoric right now. No, we're not going to go along with the change CPI. I tell you what, it really, really scares me. So unless we keep that focus and say no to change CPI, yes to keeping Social Security and increasing it, the benefits are abysmal. They're not enough, and there's plenty of money. If we didn't steal from it to finance friggin' illegal wars all over the globe, we would have plenty of money in Social Security. It's not broke, it doesn't need to be fixed. And I was talking to somebody earlier, and she said, I was saying, well, they could scrap the cap, and she said, we shouldn't even give them that because it's not broke. Then, I still think we should scrap the cap and make the rich people pay. I really do. They get the damn checks and make them pay. So, but really what I want to leave you with, and what I really wanted to hit on, because you all agree with me on that, I know, is that the AFL-CIO convention is coming up. And the executive board has made a conscious effort to realize we're failing. To look around, the numbers keep going down, maybe we're not going up like we should be. And so they have devised this thing called listening sessions. Now, do I really think that this is a great thing? No, I think they don't really listen. However, I think they made a big mistake to our advantage. And that is, listening sessions aren't just in meetings of labor councils or state feds or international unions or local unions. They've opened it up to the web, on the web. And it's running every day. It went up, I think, a week ago. And you can write in as many times as you want. You can join the chat rooms as many times as you want. They can't silence you there, at least not yet. And so if we start spreading that word of what kind of labor movement we want to see built, and we want to see it built around concrete demands of stopping concessions. Why should people join unions when all we do is concede the half of stuff? We need to start saying no. We are not conceding to anything, but the big struggle now is around what they call entitlements, which we call, we earned them. God damn it, they're not entitlements. They're things we work for from the day we started working, and we deserve it. And that is not an entitlement. So we have to take the opportunity, which is the first time it's opened up in such a good way, to get on those chat rooms, to go on the web as many times as you can. You're sitting around looking at your cell phone all damn day anyway. I notice everybody does it, including me. So while we're looking at our damn cell phones, we might as well be doing something very useful. It's an organizing tool. It's not just to read and chat with our friends, but we can organize with it. We can go on there, we can go to these chat rooms and start really saying what kind of labor movement we want to see built. And that means there's a couple of things. Kenny mentioned, and I know Baltimore will talk about organizing the South. It means the Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid fight, and a few other very important things. And we need to focus that discussion like a laser as to how we need to change the labor movement. And if we do that, and we go into the convention, this year there's only 3 convention committees, and they're all going to be around working in a global strategy. How do we open up the labor movement? How do we bring new people in, not just through gimmicks like Working in America, but maybe taking it a little step further? Not that that's all bad, but just taking that a bit further. What are we going to do? Or if we don't really come forward and figure it out, we're not going to exist. There won't be another convention after this. And I don't want to see that happen, at least not while I'm alive. So I think that we have an organizing tool to use, and because most people can't be at the convention unless you're a delegate. But you can join now in a way you could never join before. So I urge you all, and I encourage everybody here to go on that aflcio.org, go into the convention page and blab away and get our points across that we've put forward at this conference and carry that through right on through to September 8th. Thank you very much.